In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. I lied to you. I'm gonna do it every single fucking time, because when am I ever gonna do this again? Welcome back to another Lanterns review. And this time we actually have Tony. Hi, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tony, since you were not here last time, before we get into spoiling and giving our initial thoughts and reactions on episode 2, why don't you give the folks at home like a quick kind of general thoughts and reactions on episode 1, the pilot?
Well, I thought it was a great first episode, a great first outing for the DCU Green Lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit unconventional than your typical Green Lantern scenario, but it works perfectly well. And it has great mysteries. We have 10-year increments for timelines. It's simple. It's not complicated. And the overall mystery for 2026 is interesting, and I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Highly recommend the show.
Cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into episode 2. As per usual with these episode reviews, we will be recapping and going over the events of the episode in full detail. Obviously, we're not gonna too deep dive into it. I know I spent a lot of time theory crafting and kind of rambling on about possible ideas for the season, and but that'll probably still happen. But this time we're just gonna focus on episode 2, and kind of talk about what went on here and our just initial thoughts on it. So yeah, what did we think of the episode? I think overall it was again another solid continuation, another solid start. I think it definitely fixed some of the problems that a lot of people were initially complaining about. I know the big thing a lot of people bitched about was, Hal's not in the suit. Hal isn't being Hal Jordan. We got to see a lot of Hal being Hal in this episode.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like Hal wasn't being Hal in the first episode. He was.
Oh, yeah.
It's just people misremember who Hal Jordan actually is as a person.
I mean, to be fair,
they
right?
were fearful that the TV interview was all we were going to see of him in the suit.
Yeah. And to be fair, with the precedent for comic book shows, I understand people's fear in that regard, because Marvel especially had set the precedent of kind of shitting on classic costumes and being like, oh, that's lame. Who wants to see us in comic accurate costumes?
That's more... Okay, to be fair, at the time it was Bryan Singer's comments.
No, not Bryan. No. I'm talking about during the Netflix era. Luke Cage, Jessica Jones.
Oh, really?
Even Iron Fist. Yeah.
Wow.
Luke Cage, when he is escaping the prison, because that's part of his story.
Yeah.
He's wandering around the streets, and we see him
in the comic accurate, the yellow with the fro and the chains.
Look.
Yeah. And he said, "I looked fucking stupid." Yeah. And he was like, "Yeah, I looked fucking stupid." And and Jessica says the same thing about her Jewel outfit. Now, granted, Jessica does this in the comics too, but still, and Iron Fist does the same thing. So, I get it. People are kind of tired of heroes shitting on their comic accurate costumes, especially because Marvel, particularly MCU Marvel, has set that precedent. Do you not remember how long it took for us to get Wanda in a fucking headpiece? And how I cheered when WandaVision happened and we put her in a fucking headpiece.
And also, out of the MCU Defenders, the only one that has a suit
is Matt.
Is Matt, and for most of their team up Defenders,
he's just in the ninja
Jessica scarf.
Yeah, exactly. He's just in generic ninja garb. So yeah, again, under that regard, I understand people's fear, right? And again, previous comic book media up to this point has kind of made people really be this, hesitant about these types of shows because these type of shows, especially, even if we go to the other side of the aisle and talk about DC, Arrow, the Arrowverse was very, now granted, it was also due to budget budget constraints, but they were also very much embracing the Nolan realistic type beat thing.
Also to the fact where season 1 he was only referred to as the Hood.
Yep.
And then I believe it took they changed it to Arrow.
Yep, and then it wasn't until season 3 or 4 where he actually became the Green Arrow. But yeah, so again, superhero TV in general has kind of set this precedent for fans being disappointed of the fact that oh man, you're not in your costumes, you're shitting on the actual comic book elements. So I understand the fan backlash in that regard. So I'm gonna give that one a pass because that's understandable given what we've seen so far within the medium of superhero TV. However, I think Hal's portrayal for in this episode has been very solid. We actually see him in the full suit. He even goes to a prison planet, and we actually see him directly interact with Sinestro as the big stinger. And I know people, especially because this is probably people's biggest criticism of Gunn's work, although I feel like this doesn't apply to Superman, but it does apply to a lot of the other stuff Gunn has done in the DCU so far. People are kind of tired of Gunn's lovable fuck up trope that admittedly worked for Peacemaker. It worked for Creature Commandos. It worked for the Guardians, but I think people are admittedly and understandably kind of getting tired of it, and so that's why maybe Hal being a burnout kind of rubs them the wrong way. But honestly, given the fact that in this universe Hal has had this job for so long, it makes sense. You don't work the same job for 30 years and don't feel burnt out. Don't fucking lie to me.
Yeah, he's burnt out, and he's also burnt out, but he's not fuck up. He's still good at his job.
Yeah, he is very good at his job. Yeah, sure. Is he unconventional? Sure, but I mean, that's Hal Jordan in general. He's not really a by-the-book type of guy, which is why him and John clash a lot.
He's never been by the book.
Oh, yeah. Unless that book is an airplane manual.
Which even that, he's not completely by the book.
Fair. But yeah, so, I think it makes sense, and we get more introduced into what is possibly, our bigger threat / kind of looming antagonist of the season, which are the Manhunters. We're at least introduced to the concept.
Yep.
For those of you who do not know your comic lore, I'll kind of give a brief, spoiler-free-ish, I guess, kind of explanation of what the Manhunters are. The short version, without major spoilers, they are the precursor creation to the Green Lantern Corps. They are what the Guardians created at first to police the universe prior to making the Lantern Corps, and that backfired on them immensely. How that backfired on them may come into play in the show, so I won't really talk about it here. Just in case, I don't want to be yeah, so this is definitely going to happen, because we don't know what direction the show is going to go. They could take some twists and turns with it, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut on Lantern lore dropping this time around.
Because there are also some things that we could know about where they're taking the 2026 story. Yep. Even just in future seasons.
Yeah.
That we haven't talked about already in our first one.
Yep.
Which, by the way, speaking of, interesting fact, this episode, only one timeline.
Yeah. We didn't actually get any cuts to the 2026 or early 90s, when during John's childhood and Hal's early stint as Green Lantern.
Now, it might be because it seems like next episode is going to be flashbacks galore.
Oh yeah,
where we
get to see John's recruitment and even possibly the recruitment of his father? ?
And more of his messed up childhood.
Yeah. And like it seems to be confirming that early fan theory of the fact that John's father, said yes to the, do you have fear, and the ring passed him up, and so he's been such a hard ass on John and trying to live vicariously, which is why John, not only because he dreamed of becoming the Green Lantern, but his dad also kind of forced that dream onto him as well, so it kind of tainted it a little bit.
Because also one other thing that didn't notice the first time around is that shed or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Has more holes than Swiss cheese.
Yep. So this is definitely not the first. That wasn't the first apple that Mr. Stewart has shot off of Baby John's head. So, yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely curious, and
this one.
Go ahead. You're good.
I was just gonna. This one we got to see more of the sheriff,
which I like how she's developing as a character. We find out that she is from Gotham, and we heard in the first episode, say hi to Barb for me, so she might be at least familiar with our girl Babs, Barbara Gordon.
Also got introduced to another mystery.
Yep.
With the hospital.
Yeah, the suspicious occurrence of the fact that, yes, it's a small town, but nobody has signed in or out of the hospital, even during that explosion that took out half the police station. That's super odd. We also discovered, or at least Hal discovered, that the metal detectors at the football game were also alien biometric scanners.
No, not also. Instead of being metal detectors, they are actually. That's why he took off the bumper.
Makes sense. Gotcha. But yeah, so a lot of interesting stuff happening. We also get introduced to another faction who are interested in vengeance against the Red Lantern. I said Red Lanterns. I meant I meant vengeance against the Manhunters, and they could possibly be the Red Lanterns. This might be hinting at a proto Red Lantern faction.
But at the very least, they're the same race as the
guy who blew himself up in the first episode. Yes. Yep. So, a lot to ponder with here. I think the mystery is building up very nicely. And I like the characterization from both John and Hal. And John realizing just how much potential and power he has with the fact that he was able to keep the bird construct going through sheer force of will, even when he was not wearing the ring. And also, it's not just like a basic construct, something that a Hal would make, like a giant fist or anything. It was an actual living bird, quote unquote living bird. With all the mechanisms for its wings and to move and to breathe. To create something that intricate is impressive, if not damn right impossible. So it shows the level of creativity and will that John has as a Lantern. So,
and they keep building up this mystery of the mysterious benefactor.
Also, I feel like as we since this is a mystery show, we should definitely talk about our suspects on our board for this. And I feel right off bat, it's too obvious for William Macon Sr.'s wife to be the Manhunter. That's way too obvious. It could circle back to be so obvious that it is her after all, but as of right now, that feels too obvious.
There is also another thought that just hit me.
Okay.
what if the mysterious benefactor isn't the Manhunter?
Okay.
But instead, a very known, rich, or at least formerly rich person that we know of that has a disdain for aliens.
And a disdain for Green Lantern? A Hector Hammond, maybe? Okay.
Well, I was initially saying Lex, but yeah, Hector can be.
Well, see, yeah, Lex is very connected to Superman. I was thinking Hector Hammond because Hector Hammond is Hal's Lex Luthor.
True.
And so, could be why specifically, like you can see Macon Senior is like, oh, we definitely don't want you up here. So if Jordan has tangled with his boss in the past, his boss being Hector Hammond, it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Could be a thing. Who knows?
Also, I had a thought.
Okay.
With the way that Hal was reacting, does Hal not know about the Manhunters and was just BSing John?
I think that's what I'm thinking. I think maybe he heard Sinestro talk about it offhandedly, and which is why the only place I've ever heard it was from Sinestro, which is why he made a beeline straight for Sinestro. That was my thought. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't want to show his cards in front of John.
Exactly, because then that showed to the rookie that he doesn't know shit either, and he's supposed to be the superior officer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, we haven't gotten yet the full payoff of the memory gun.
Yeah. We didn't actually see what John saw with this annihilation of a planet or a species.
He hasn't talked about it.
Yeah. Which I think will be the reveal of it being like Atrocitus's world, or someone someone connected to Atrocitus. Now, we did get a name for the lead guy who interrogated John. His name was like Anaton, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it because it wasn't said out loud, but we saw it in the subtitles. So that could be like a code for Atrocitus, at least for this like human disguise Atrocitus type thing. So maybe could be a thing. That's definitely a theory that's been floating around. So I want to throw that one out there. But let us know what of the many theories floating around for this show you have or you believe in the comments down below. If you have a theory of your own and would like to contribute to this like weird Quark murder board that we have starting to form with this show, feel free to tell us in the comments down below. We always love to expand our theory craft, of course. So definitely tell us any weird Lantern conspiracies you have in the comments down below. And don't forget to do all the usual YouTube things. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you're on the mobile version, please hit that hype button, because that helps to spread our video to other members of the Lantern Corps here so that they can check out our content, and it really helps out a small channel like ours grow. We really do appreciate the support, and thank you guys so much. We will continue to review Lanterns as the show comes out weekly. We're gonna try our best to put these out on Monday nights. We would watch these on Sundays, but Sundays are our tabletop days, so we don't really have time to watch and record on Sundays. So Monday is best we can do. Hopefully you guys still enjoy, but until next time, we'll catch you guys later. Peace.